Joe, what do you think? Joe, what do you feel? Joe, how you doing? Joe. Buddy, I invited you on here to kiss Joe's ass too. Blah, blah, blah.
Hey,
Fuck off.
Listen,
Yeah, you just get
kiss my ass. I got shit going. You know what? It's all about Joe. I'm gonna get on Joe's network, and then I'm gonna Jojo, and then I'm gonna JoJo, and then I'm gonna Joe after Joe. If I could just Jojo Joe, a little Joey Joe.
I got
you right, Jojo. Is there anything, Jojo? Joe. Fuck.
hey,
Not Negroes.
I just wanted to be reminding people that
I ain't doing shit. But Jojo.
I'm sorry, buddy. You get the last word even after I do my merch commercial. Okay.
Jojo. Torry, Jojo. God, Joe.
Hey everybody, how you doing? My name is Brad Sanders.
Ready. Ha ha, very funny motherfucker. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here.
This is This Comedy Life. This Comedy Life where we chop it up and kick the game around about being a comedian, becoming a comedian, why you a comedian, or just being a comedian, whatever. I'm just geeked out because I got my man, Buddy Lewis, with me, of course. One of the great comedians of the world, but stop butting in, nigga. I'm saving the best for last. You the feature, man. You cool. Goddamn Joe Torry ass here. Yeah, Joe. What's up?
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the funniest people I've ever met and one of the nicest guys I know. You know I'm lying now. Joe Torry.
What are you talking about? I am a nice guy.
No, you be kicking people's ass all over the country. Hi, Pop. Oh, wait a minute. Why you hit me in the mouth, sir? Joe like, well, you were talking.
Talking wrong.
You said something I didn't like, and so you paid the consequences. you and Eddie Griffin. But anyway, man,
I'm from St. Louis, so you know.
Well, you know how it is. You from Indiana, I'm from Chicago, so we all Midwest with some gangster shit. I mean, some, whatever. Man.
Speaking of two cities that I will be leaving, I'll be there tonight, tomorrow. I'm performing there, and then St. Louis Wednesday and Chicago on Friday.
Man, you're supposed to do that at the end. You know,
I was gonna get the nigga the plug.
Do your little promotional
No, man, I got it right here on the paper. Bro, what are you up to, Joy? What's next? What are you plugging? What do you got to plug, Joe?
No, it ain't nothing to plug. I'm saying that's where I'm leaving tonight. I'm saying, ironically, I'm going to St. Louis and Chicago in the same week. That's,
okay.
I think, so I was just saying that because y'all brought it up.
Hey, man. Joe, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing fabulous, man. I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Like I said,
well, look at me. I want you know how I met. Well, I met Joe Torry when you came down to On the Move, Tom Joyner studio. That's why I met him. But Joe Torry sold me my first cell phone.
Oh, really? That's when he was selling cell phones.
Yeah, he was, but he was legit. He was in the office, man. He was selling them on the streets.
Oh yeah, well, I was asking. Was it like an absconded phone from somebody else that he got?
No, because I was actually, you say this, and it's I was with Rusty Cundiff and Darren Scott last night.
Oh yeah,
they had a special screening of some Tales in the Hood 31 years later.
Oh man,
and
invite.
No, dude, I just got the invite like a couple of days ago, and I was surprised that I could be there. This is some, I don't know if you can see some of it from last night.
Cool.
And we watched the movie. I took Cameron and people. It was some real fans there, like that collected stuff for over the years. But they were Tales in the Hood fans. We all sat down at the table, watched the movie, answered questions.
Oh man!
And I told them how I met. I said how Rusty used to get all the money from Tom Joyner. He would write all the bits. Me and Buddy were talking about that. I was like, Rusty was writing them bits for y'all, man.
No. Rusty wasn't writing my bits.
No.
I was thinking you.
Rusty would leave out there with the most sold bits, and I would just leave out one or two, like my little Johnny or my Easy E.
Because Rusty was a very good writer, and Rusty was a good writer, and he had like 4 different character bits for things that he could do. Like he did that Lil Willie Eddie cut. He did another one. He had like 5 bits, so he write.
Well, wait a minute. Let me go back to the beginning and kind of frame this for the people, because they don't know what the hell we talking about right now.
Okay.
Tom Joyner's On the Move was his weekend show.
Right.
And he would have comics come in. You had Joe Torry, Tommy Davidson, Buddy Lewis, you just
what was the white guy, man, who did the wrestling thing?
He did what? The wrestling thing?
The wrestling bit where he would.
Oh, that's Joey Gaynor.
Joey Gaynor, yeah.
All right, tonight it's gonna be wrestling, and then we're gonna have wrestling tonight, and it's gonna be fantabulous. We got K-Stacks, Kathleen, Killer Kowalski, Sweet Daddy Sicky tonight, live at the Coliseum in Chicago, Illinois. Not to be confused with the Coliseum. Yes, let's go. But anyway, and Join them would write bits,
right?
And we would pay,
and to this day, I'm going to say, and I'll say this till I'm blue in the face, that one homeboy stole my skilo, all right, because I had Hacky, don't be tacky. That was my bit. That was one of my signature bits.
You right?
And Tom got this dude on his show doing whatever his name is, doing my bit. I'm like, man, you stole my skilo. So anyway, we used to write bits.
Yeah,
and
well,
Joe would come in there and play with
still living.
Huh?
Who is the skilo thief still alive?
Yes, he's still alive. You know what I'm talking about? He's a comic. He does.
I was.
Does he still do that bit?
Yeah. Probably. He probably still around doing.
Come on, man, buddy. Come on, man. You got to do the bit now, man.
I used to do this thing where I was. This is Hacky. Don't be tacky. Tom, why? Tom Joyner, I just saw the most hideous and the ugliest and the most awful thing I've ever seen. This is Hacky. Don't be tacky.
Joe, I'm getting back to you, man.
Hey, man.
Look,
yeah.
Joe used to sell cell phones, and he was legit. He wasn't on the street. He was in the office. I think he had on a suit, everything.
See how full circle comes. Robin Harris got me that job.
Really?
Yeah, from it was KSA, Kevin Sawyer's phones. He was like ahead of the game. Yeah, he had because I needed a job where I can go do auditions. I can just rip a run. I can during the day, and I can be off, trying to do something else at night. And Robin was like, so he got me that job selling phones, and you can do that 24 hours a day. Pages, you in the clubs, you around. So KSA, so that he had the pop in his cell phone spot where everybody used to come. The top dope dealers, pimps, pushes, players Mike Tyson.
That's when they needed beepers, cell phones.
They needed all that. So he was the man. But he had got his status because he was like during the Olympics. I think he had something during the Olympics when the Olympics was in LA. So I got there in '89. So he had already been established. So people knew him. He was a player too. He used to come to all the shows. Kevin Sawyer. He's come with his girl. Yeah. He was the man. He was the man. I mean, the first time I went to Vegas, I drove the magazine. I drove the limo to Vegas during the Sugar Ray and Durant fight. But Robin Harris put me in that situation, man, and they would pay me. Like I get paid like $20, $25 a Joan on folks all day. Like during the day, if we weren't selling phones, come in the office, to be back in the cabinet. I made more money cracking old folks, napping on gangsters and pimps and players. And
oh my God! I wish I had been there for that.
And they would come to the show later, and they would buy the table and be like, "Oh yeah," especially after
a lot of times people be glad for you to crack on them, don't they? They get that attention. Unless it was heckling. Now, if it was heckling, they get brutalized. Then that's different. But
it depends. Sometimes because I want to tell jokes, and I just don't want to be known as somebody who's just what people call now just working the crowd. But Robin taught me how to work because we had the same similar style. I was like, okay, rhythm and style. He took me on his wing. So I learned how to just, be able to snatch jokes right out the audience, and you don't really know I'm telling jokes. Just feel like I'm messing around, but I'm actually doing bits. I'm not telling stuff,
Right.
and I got it from you, which is an art. But so doing that, man. I mean, listen, right time, man. That I got here in 1989. Where I met you when I had been able to know how writers write. And I'm saying I was talking to Rusty because Rusty had wrote Fear of a Black Hat.
Yeah.
He had wrote a couple plays. I didn't know I didn't know nothing about all that.
Yes, he's a
I
big-
know it right, but Rusty was a beast and he was a comedian.
I'm
And,
getting him on here too.
So when you saw that, then he put me in Tales in the Hood, baby, and Sprung,
Oh.
owning your own destiny, and stuff like that. And John Simpson used to tell me that. But I'm like, why did I get to LA at the perfect time where I was an extra in Harlem Nights? You know what I'm saying? Well, Robin got me on the set of Harlem Nights doing extra.
Yeah, Robin, man. That's man. Oh, I miss that guy, man. That's
Yeah,
my
so-
homeboy, man.
But all that happened in a year.
Yeah, and we used to come down there because Brad, you were the gatekeeper for the bits, and so
man. I did that
your
shit.
bits weren't well written or
Nah.
didn't end with punches and whatnot. Brad would be like, "Nah, man, you got to go work on that." And I remember it was some of us that would come down there with Greg Eggles, me, you, me, and Joe would come down there, and Joe, and I gotta have my bits halfway written, and you were like, "Oh man, this." Joe would have like the on the page. I'd be like,
I would wing it. I would wing
yeah,
it.
I'm gonna just wing it. You're like, no, you can't wing it in the studio. We ain't got that much time, Joe. And Joe did this bit he had this little Joe character, and I remember
Little Johnny.
Little Johnny. And
You remember
Hey,
Little
Joe.
Johnny?
And I used to tease Joe. I'd be like,
Don't let him off the hook. You gotta do the bit, Joe.
Yeah, I used to always sell Easy and Little Johnny. So I was like, okay, but I wanted to expand like everybody else, but my little Johnny, was he was a character that he was Tom Joyner's #1 fan. I am Tom Joyner's #1 fan. And Tom Joyner always, he always think Tom's gonna meet him, but Tom always ghost him. He had these delusions that I know you'll leave me, like, he's dear Tom Joyner. I know you got my letter. You're #1 fan, Little Johnny. And last time I waited outside the Super Bowl to tickets and to meet you, because you said you didn't say you were gonna leave nothing, but I was hoping you did. But I stood out in the falling rain and snow. I took 7 buses and people were looking for me, and I didn't get a chance to meet you, Tom. But that's okay. You're still my #1.
always be your #1 fan.
So I don't think he's delusional, and Tom never did this. He would just be stalking.
Oh God, I forgot.
He was stalking Tom.
And Tom would be tricking him. I hate the chocolate that you held up for me, Tom. And it was, what is excellence, Tom?
Oh yeah, he said, yeah. And then that's Buddy would write that. Yeah,
Do that.
yeah, Buddy would write that part, like. And then
Oh yeah.
I did get the treats that you sent me, and I enough chocolate, but I don't know. They had this E on them. I thought it was for extra good, but I can't stop running to the bathroom. All my undies are.
I gotta go to the bathroom, Tom.
Oh, Tom, I gotta go now, Tom.
And fool say,
Like that.
wow.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Hey man. But see, I'll just go. You tell me which way to go with it. I'll make it up. What's that?
Well, how did you start doing comedy, Joe?
No, I always wanted to be a comedian. I want to be Sammy Davis Jr.
Nah, don't talk about that impersonation you used to do. Oh my gosh.
No, but as I grew older, I knew I didn't have that much talent. So you better focus on what God gave you.
Yeah.
Oh,
I get
God.
you.
Timing and and all that. For Sammy was my lead to, like, okay, to me, the greatest entertainer that ever lived that could do anything. Never
Yeah.
went to school, articulate, just a bad man. Just
He's a bad man. He did it all. I saw him on a recent tape talking about Malcolm X and Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
And he was talking about they didn't start having no trouble until they started talking about unity and getting people.
Yeah.
As soon as he said Malcolm, soon as Malcolm started talking, had gone to Mecca and come back talking about we got to work together, we got to do this and that together. And that's when this house started getting bombed.
That's why. And ain't nobody ever been put on this earth that everybody liked. They done killed Martin Luther King, and the only thing he kept singing was, "We shall overcome in love and peace." Killed him, wiped him out. Killed Malcolm. Wiped out everybody, man. Don't you understand? And it was afterwards that the resurgence of this man, and suddenly we became aware of all the things that he was saying. Because as long as, doesn't it strike you funny, that as long as Malcolm was preaching separatism, as long as he was preaching such vehemence, he never got hurt at all. It was when he came back from Mecca and he said, we must all live together. We must as black people do our thing, but we must all live on this earth as one, blah, blah. That's when he started getting his house bombed. He got wiped out months later. Same thing with King. As long as King was heading the marches, they put him in jail, that was it. As soon as he started talking about Vietnam and the workers and this, that, and the other, getting out of his field of reference, really, heavy, too heavy for somebody. Wipe him out.
Right. Oh yeah, Sammy, and Bill, all of them back in the day used to Bill Cosby. They used to be very conscious. Just keep it, tell it 100.
Well, I appreciate Bill Cosby because he sat down with me in Niles, Illinois, when I was first starting out. Gave me about 40 minutes before he went on the show. He had Nancy Wilson opening for him.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
But he was very conscious, and he said he had this thing called, I don't know if you ever saw this. He takes a sugar cube.
The black man broke it down. I made sugar into it. Yeah, he used to have all those documentaries, man, where just on talking about how, where we come from.
Yeah, he was talking about, he was setting that sugar cube up to say, this is a white sugar cube. And he was talking about the difference between it and how we were programmed to feel that black was inferior. Black was bad and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. But anyway.
Isn't it interesting, though, that a comic had a singer open for him, and now it's sort of the reverse. Comics are always open for singers. Yeah. That is so interesting, man. Back in the day, as big as Nancy Wilson was, she was opening for Bill Cosby. It's crazy. That's crazy.
Bill Cosby at that time, it was a star, man. He was mega. This dude, I knew he was a star when I looked at his feet. He had on some alligator bro games. I'm saying, he's a star. Star status. No, but I'm gonna tell you something else.
No, but Pat LaBelle used to open for Richard Pryor.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm just saying how that game has changed.
Now, George Wallace used to open for Diana Ross.
Amazing.
And Marvin Gaye. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That dynamic has sort of changed now,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I think you through the times, man, I'm blessed to go through, see different levels of the entertainment change, you know what I'm saying? And to still be relevant and to evolve with it.
Right.
And, rest in peace to TK Carter, who 50 years in the game, who always found a way to still, you know what I'm saying, find his way to be relevant, I always thought the way to me, like one of the first black guys that I used to see, because they used to get that one black guy.
Yeah.
and he was what?
Jimmy Walker, TK Carter, they were always in everything.
I used to do this a bit and welcome to On the Broadway Scene with John Witherspoon, John this one and this one and that one and all this stuff, and Brad Sanders as the black guy.
Yeah.
But TK, let me tell you, I met TK Carter when I first got to LA from Chicago, and we were doing a Coke commercial for an agency out of Chicago, and they wanted to do a black party scene, and they wanted people that looked like they were from Chicago, right? So we did the commercial and everything, man, and that check came, man. I'm straight. I came out to LA on a one-way ticket with $60 in my pocket, and I was waiting, man. Ooh, I mean that That
was
TV commercial check was some money, man. And I went down there, but let me tell you what TK Carter did for me.
Was that in 1935 you came down?
No, that was in 66. Go get it right. Fucking clown. Don't jump in my story with that shit.
Were you on a wagon?
Actually, let me tell you what. Wait a minute. Let me show you a picture of my ex-comedy partner.
He was TK Carter's principal. He was TK Carter's principal.
Partner.
He said he was a stand-in.
Oh God, no.
Oh,
Brad, you wasn't on a minstrel show, was it, dog?
Well, Yankee Doodle went to town, and he's still riding he's still yanking that same damn doodle. Let me stop and go and show respect. That's Mr. Burt Williams.
Yeah, he was
he was one of a brilliant comic, and he had to do what he had to do because where he was at that time.
Oh yeah.
So I come out laughing about, but I have mad respect for that gentleman. And he did things that we never had to go through as comedians. And
he didn't get paid.
No, he got paid.
No, I'm saying, I'm sure there was times when he walked out finished and it was like, really, we doing this today?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I give props to anybody that made the best of this situation at the time.
Oh,
sure.
And when people ask me, I was just doing a film in Cleveland. And you've seen the different levels of comedians as far as George Wilburn was there, different levels of all the young ones and new ones. And they, you kind of give nuggets like I was giving nuggets. Mm-hmm. And they said, well, what makes you be a comic? Like you was asking. And I've studied the game, man. I want to be an entertainer, and I wanted to own, you know what I'm saying, what I do. Mm-hmm. And I figured that being a comedian, watching growing up and seeing Flip Wilson, seeing Sammy, seeing Richard, seeing Dick Gregory, seeing most of them. But I used to take a page out of all those books. I was like, well, my thing was to create my own Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Learn as much as I can as a comic, as a writer, as an actor, as a director, as a producer, and then, and any other way, and then create that whole thing to also be like Bill Cosby. Take a page out of his book and write it, produce it, direct it, cast it, get 8-9 checks. Debbie Allen, Byron Allen, what they did to this media thing. Because as a comedian, I wanted to be a part of a world that is always going to be central, no matter what. And through the beginning of time, everybody always go to when the world is at its worst. They go to entertainment. And we are entertainment. They go to the jokester. They go to fun. They go to either their health, their entertainment, which is fun. They either go to sex or drugs, or they go to being entertained. And you can see during the pandemic, a lot of comedians came up, a lot of people on Zoom, a lot of this thing came to life. A lot of people got noticed, not just comedians, even influencers, because people want to be entertained. And that's a world that always going to pay. They're always going to be in style. And if you can own that world, if you know how to navigate in that world, you're always going to be essential. You know what I'm saying? And you don't, I don't have to be I wanted to be in NFL. I thought I was going to be a Raider, but I always wanted to be where I am now, because you bounce on your skills until you get to where I want to be. I was going to take the
You're going to be a half.
No. Yeah.
Well, you really squeezed that joke in, didn't you?
Yeah.
He squeezed that in, but I want to say
but my whole thing was that when I saw any form of any other business that I wanted to be a part of in infinity, it was entertainment. How can you live on film? How you can get residual checks? How you can be a 60-year-old rookie? You can still be fighting in movies. You know what I'm saying? Mission Impossible. Still be man, just cut to the face.
Yeah, you a 60-year-old rookie. That's what got me.
Come on, you got Denzel. Denzel still whooping ass at 79.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And you believe it. The Equalizer's mind, and but I'm saying how you can still do what you want to, man. You're never too old when you're in entertainment business, man. You can always be the king. You can always, be the hero. You can always go back
That's
in
somewhere.
time. And as a comedian, man, that's how we live because we are the producer, we are the actor, we are the writer, we are the editor, we are the sound, we are everything that makes a production. We are that in a split second when we're on stage and we're thinking. So I'm always thinking that when I'm on stage, I'm shooting a movie, I'm shooting a mini micro drama, I'm shooting whatever time I have, up there on that stage. It's going to be 50 minutes, and it's going to be a 50-minute movie, or it's going to be a sitcom real quick. You know what I'm saying? So I look in and I think in an aspect on the jokes I choose, the audience I have in front of me, and the time that I have. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I love, man. I love
It's correct.
being in this crowd.
Well,
That was so profound, Joe.
I
I
know.
also remember you sitting with me at the Laugh Factory back in the day for 2 hours and try to get 3 minutes. We used to sit out there, and that's where Joe and I met. We would be at the Laugh Factory on like Monday, I think, and then the Comedy Store on Tuesday. And it never failed. I don't care how early the Negroes got there. There was always 3 or 4 white people beat you there. You're like, what time did you get here?
Yeah, man.
I just woke up actually.
It's never. But no, man.
Because I used to drive from Torrance.
Yeah. The AMC Pacer.
Well, let me ask you something, Joe. You too, buddy. Would you say that of all the things in entertainment, but actually in life, that comedy is the most important as far as helping people keep going, just keep going? I mean, they even had jokes in the concentration camps. They have a thing called gallows.
They made a sitcom about one called Open Zeros. But yeah, go ahead. I don't know.
No, they were in a prisoner of war camp. I'm talking about the ovens. I'm talking about the ovens, bro.
Okay.
And then they had jokes in them kind of situations. The gallows humor.
I think the question is, how do we find humor in those dark situations and whatnot? I think that's the quintessential thing about being a comic. I think a lot of us we find humor and we try to find light in some things that are dark. I mean, I'm the one you don't want to sit at. I'm the one you don't want to be sitting at the funeral with me sometimes, because we're gonna be sitting in there sometimes. We're gonna be in the back like, are they laughing? What are they laughing at? Because bro, I'm trying to sometimes get through this pain with humor. And that's where you that is the gift, is to try and find some light in an ultimately dark situation, and sort of laugh your way out of it and try to bring those that are around you or that can hear you with you toward the point of, hey man, I'm trying to find something to alleviate this pain. And usually it's humor, and usually it's comedy.
Man, well, my friend Alvin Abson, who's not a comedian, but he's a funny guy, he told me about the funeral he went to. And the very solemn occasion, of course, and they're going through all this, and somebody's cell phone went off. And their ringtone was, hi ho, hi ho. And another time, the preacher went on too long, and somebody in the audience said, shit, somebody's saying Amazing Grace, and let's get out this bitch.
That's the Chicago funeral.
Hey man, listen.
And man, I was laughing at my own sister's funeral. This dude was singing. He was so terrible and had a badass pompadour wig on. Me and my sister were in there. We were screaming. We were like, my sister would roll over at her grave. If she get out that casket, she'd be like, please stop this Negro from singing.
Hey, listen. Well, I can, personally, three funerals that I know that was hilarious, that you can probably go find on videotape, which was Big Bear,
Bear. Oh, okay.
Talafaro. Which was Big Bear. Big Bear, he was in You Go Eat Your Cornbread.
Maybe I ought to eat your cornbread.
Yeah.
So Guy was supposed to officiate or supposed to do the major talk, and I ended up doing it. And it was just became, I don't know what, man. Preacher was like, hey, listen, I gotta say it's good night. We was just go. I ain't trying to fire. He's supposed to give all the other stuff. He was done. But it was just, everybody came up, had a funny story. And I kind of did the fish aid, bringing people up. I kind of like hosted it like it was a comedy show.
Yeah.
Ricky Harris.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was front row sitter of that. Scruncho went up there and did like 45, a hot 45.
hot boy.
He had a good hot hour.
Oh,
He did his.
That sound like Scruncho.
y'all killing me, man.
Dude.
And then the fight started right behind Chris Kisser.
No, right behind me.
Yeah.
Because I went up there and then I did a hot 10 on Scruncho, the whole thing.
Oh, scrunch.
White boy, remember the white boy that was sitting up top? What's his name? White boy sitting up top of under the cross like Jesus. What's the white comic?
Roger Rod.
Roger Rod was sitting up there. He was in this whole black church. They got a big cross on the wall. And place is packed, no place to sit. He walked right up in there and sit. He the only white person sitting on the cross. That's the only thing you can find, dude.
He said, but Lord, you said up in front of the cross.
Dude, it was like the way it was positioned, it went up. So think like the back of me and behind the minister, and all the way up to the top is a cross.
He's sitting there with his arms out like this.
We just couldn't find his way, so you had to go to the top. Everybody wanted to be on the floor, so that's the only thing he could find in the spot.
Yeah, he's up in the upper deck.
Hey, dude, with his long hair looking like a drunk Jesus.
Aren't you glad to see me?
And he came down and walked right out the church after that. He's like, oh, I didn't know it, because you can't. But I saw that. I was like, no, I ain't going up out of there like that. It had to be planned anyway. And then then they fighting, and Ricky almost got knocked out the casket.
Wow. It was fighting. What's the fight? Tell me about the fight.
The fight was Snoop. Snoop was sitting right behind me. Guy and we were sitting in the front row. Sherry Shepherd and Snoop and them was in like the third row.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, so it was first row. We came in, and then we were right there. Then it was the row behind us was Sherry Shepherd. I forgot who else he was with.
Chris Spencer.
And then Chris wasn't right behind us.
Yeah.
And then right behind that was Snoop. Snoop and what's his name? Daz or whatever. Daz.
Daz Dillinger.
Daz Dillinger. So then big dude comes through the back door. You know what I'm saying? There was a little break for something. And the church was packed. And he looking around and he looked, in our direction. I was like, okay. I had know what was going on, but you could tell it was a look like, somebody I'm looking at somebody who's about to get it. Now, mind me, I'm glad it wasn't me, because the night before, or a couple of days before, there's a text that was going around the chat line. You know what I'm saying? About where to send money, who helped out, and it was like this way or that way, and it was two different ones and I was trying to get it mixed up. And one of the cats that I ain't gonna say his name, but he was on the chat, guess he gangbang or whatever like that. Just send it right here, fool. Joe know what you talking about, wibbity wobbity whap. So I went back off him on the chat and it was like, dude, you ain't gotta be this, this ain't it. This ain't what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to lead people the wrong way. But if you want to talk to me like that, you can come on my chat, or we can meet in person and we can see, if there need to be another little, gathering.
And there's show, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go back to the start of this. There's a whole conversation about Joe whooping ass. Go ahead.
Because
story, Joe.
And many places in the city.
No, you ain't gonna bully me because of who you think you is.
On the chat. Yes, definitely not bully you in a tweet. Go ahead, Joe.
But Chris Christian typed back like, man, that was gigs. I was about to say that, but I was scared to say it at this time because he was bullying everybody in the chat. Just sending money here, and I'm like, I just ain't gonna send no money right here when I'm heard it was supposed to send it here. Well, I'm gonna send it to you when they say send it over here. Who is you? Don't question it, just send it. So I was like, I'm questioning it, dude. I ain't sending it to you. I send somebody in his family or to the home, but I ain't sending you squabbly dap. Who are you anyway? because at the time I was the one like, really, trying to go in the last days of Ricky, when he was this and he fell out and I was sending money to his family stuff. So I was kind of just trying to be the navigator in that. So that was just one. So that's what I thought was happening. Like, okay.
He thought he's going to come to you and get at you at the funeral.
Yeah, I started to sit at me, man. He said, so get at me, man. But to get at me went by me. I was like, oh, get at me. So I was really, because God was like, what's that about? I was like, oh my God.
I should have been talking trash in a text.
I was in chest.
Oh, the bill came due. Is that it?
Yeah.
I was ready.
Hey, Joe, you like this? Woo.
Dude, we got a Long Beach. I'm in Long Beach, man. Yeah. Long way out of Long Beach with a lot of blue. With a lot of blue in the house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Everybody was blue, dude. Every 90%. His mama had a head-to-toe blue outfit on. They was
buddy. He was serious.
Ripped up in there. Matter of fact, the security, they almost fell on her mama now. I mean, they been in big security guard. I guess he went to use the bathroom for a minute because he's a big old, almost 7-foot dude. So when he came back, he just ran through everybody and grabbed my man. And dude was big. The dude that was big, but
Joe, can I tell you a little story about that? I had just gotten back into town, and so I didn't think I could make it down there in the time that, when Chris called me, he's like, yo, buddy, we going to Ricky's funeral. I was like, yeah, that's today. I said, bro, I just walked in the house. I was like, why did I stay down at the airport? I said, man, I ain't gonna make it. He's like, you sure, man? I was like, nah, man. He's like, I'll come get you. I'm like, nah, man. I said, and truth be told, man, I said, man, you know what? I feel like in my spirit, bro, that's gonna be a mess. And I don't want to be in no mess. Cut to Chris calling me for the funeral. Writing down. I said, well, thank you, Lord.
And listen, the other one, you can go online and see this one. This was AJ Johnson.
You can find these.
You can find this one line.
This is AJ Johnson.
Oh, I heard about AJ Johnson's funeral too. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's funeral tales on This Comedy Life.
Because it was like, I don't know what side the family was or wanted to be more important, but it's like, it's about AJ. He's not here. And some people mad and mumbling because they, ain't sitting here, or this family sitting right there, or their name ain't in the obituary. And they didn't get recognized in the obituary, and they was about to scrap and fight, and then I had to get there and talk, and I was like, yo, well, Michael call you what up, and he said some things, and they was heckling. Like,
Heckling?
They were
You heckled at a funeral?
They was heckling me.
Get your ass. Whoa!
And then, when I said,
No, nigga, you get in the casket.
One of them on the other side of, you heard them rumbling, they said something the other one before. So when I got up there, I was like, I ain't about to go through it. So you heard some, and I said, yo, what's up? I said, hello, right on. I said, listen, I've been hearing them rumbling. Listen, you don't think everybody hear that? I said, this is for everybody right now. I'm saying, this is everybody want to be about you. I said, one day, this can be all you. You want your name
to be laid out up here.
You want everybody talking about you. You want to be mentioned. This can be all about you.
And keep talking. I'm gonna make sure it is about you because I'm Joe Torry.
It's like, man, I'm like, who wants the name? Who wants a shout out at a homegoing?
Yeah,
this is him. Who wants that? Who you guys really fighting over that? You really want this one's attention? You can exchange places with him. Your name can be all over this obituary.
Wow.
Put it in perspective.
Well, yeah, we're the best. Well, Joe, tell me about the first time you was ever on stage anywhere as a comedian.
Did I get paid to be, or that just?
Well,
I mean, I've been.
You choose.
I mean, I've been honing myself since I was a kid, man. Like trying to be the best joke teller in the class. Who couldn't wait on show and tell, like show and tell.
Okay.
Because I watched all the comedy stuff, man. Look, Road to this, Bing Crosby, Road to that, Ivan Costello. I studied the game. I was always watching
Right there with you,
Lauren
bro.
Hardy, all of them. Now. So
Still do.
and just all those old shows, the Laugh-Ins, and I was right there, man. So
Mother's Brothers, and Carol
Mother's
Burnett.
Brothers. So my brother and I, we was trying to be the Smothers Brothers and Carol Burnett's and all those little shows, man,
Yeah.
that you tweak yourself to be. So my thing was like show and tell, because I'm a military brat. So we went to different places. So we always had a little different accent. And my mother was a school teacher, but she always collected like different type of artifacts back in the day. African heads with the big lips, but they were bookshelves, bookends. Because back then in the 70s and stuff, that's something popular. Black Power, the Afro. My mother collected like, you go somewhere and you see it was like two bookends, but they were made out of African heads with the lips like that and that. They were looking, so I used to sneak into school and show and tell. And they be like, "What you got to show, Joe?" I said, "Well, this is the picture. We scoped with my sister last night."
Oh man. No sir.
after he got punched in the mouth, he like laughing right there. So one time I chipped the thing. I came back because it was painted that black, and then you chip a little white piece off, and school, you ain't really worrying about it. You think it ain't gonna chip, and you ain't worried about that. I messed it and put it back, and who chipped my thing? So I got a whooping for messing with Joe had it at school. Moan or somebody told him he had it at school. So then so now my show and tell was like, "What you got show and tell today?" I said, well, "This is the belt I got whooped with, and these are the marks that they left."
Oh wow. Wow. You a trip, man.
You got CPS on your mama house.
And they had none of that back then. So no, but that's how. And then just tracking and going, and then knowing, and then following like the jokes that you could tell, and So the Smothers Brothers, my brother and I, we used to try to do when they had we used to mimic what we saw them do.
Right.
On shows and talent shows. So when they had talent shows, or if they had any type of thing where you can get up variety show, I always try to do that. And when we went to camp, Boy Scout camp and stuff like that, my brother is a great artist, so he used to make scenes. I used to do voices. He used to make a little theater with the paper. You get the onion paper, draw on it. No, my older brother, Ramon.
Okay.
Draw. So we would actually do like home theater stuff. So he would draw like Fred Flintstone and Bunny and all them, and make a little theater.
His brother's a good artist. He did cartoons and all that kind of stuff.
But he makes stuff with his hands. He can do.
You need any voice actors?
No, but listen. So I used to get behind the curtain, and when the boy, I could see who it was, and they used to. Guy used to pull like on one end you pull the toilet paper or the paper roll. So much to the scene. So we used to do the scene. I'd be behind the thing doing the voices. So Fred said to Wilma, where my food at? Wilma said, Fred, I'm not gonna give you anything. You're too fat. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Barney come in, hey boo boo. Did you eat the food? I'd be doing all the voices for the scene, and the scene move it, and I've been trying to basically just moan through it, do it, and I do the voices. But then you try to find it. Talent shows, fashion shows. I know if you get the mic, you can be a little funny with it.
Yeah.
So I try to just get up there, and if you can speak well,
that's funny. Yep, that's funny.
You can get in. So I always learn if you're a host, you give the gab, just find your way to be funny.
Yeah. Now, what's next for you, Joe?
What were you gonna say, buddy?
No, I was just gonna say that I think we all started in elementary school doing something. And you reminded me, man. I was a puppeteer. They made puppets when I was in junior high school. We had the puppet shows, and I was
you like sticking your hand up thing.
Yeah, sticking your hand up a puppet's ass, and I did. And then I was in the Mr. Westside pageant, and that's where you first did comedy, man. That was my high school. They had a pageant for who was gonna be Mr. or Mrs. Westside. And
you had to. That's when you had to go to school in tights every day, right?
Yeah, I went. No, swim trunks for me. I was swim team.
The Robin Hood theory.
Yeah, it was a Robin Hood theater. But nah, man, you had to. So the thing is, I've been performing and being a class clown since you were in high school. So it's sort of the being a stand-up comic was the progression from the foolishness you did in school.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you live and learn on the edge, and humor always, if you make people laugh, my thing is, you can always soothe something with laughter, and I always want to be on the side of that. Women always like if you can laugh, you can, hey, you can giggle them right out the draw. Giggle them right,
Yeah, you.
I'll take a joke for a poke.
Oh, buddy, you're so crazy.
Yeah.
I gave you 10 jokes.
Take those off.
Well, I once made a lady laugh so hard she farted.
That exactly.
And she was fine too. I mean, she was fine. She had come to the show and she said, oh, I missed you. And I want to hear you joking about it. And she farted and it smelled. It really did. The power of comedy.
Yeah, I guess.
And guess what? You're probably still left with her. Come on, yeah, stanky butt. Let's go.
So you asked me what's next for me?
Yes. Like, if you want to plug something, you got something coming up, new projects you're working on, whatever.
Yeah, man, I've been blessed to keep moving, man, and this, evolution of Hollywood. People don't know where it's going yet, but I'm kind of, to a place where, I'm getting close to my own platform. So should be, Soul TV. So it should be dropping next month, actually. We fine-tuning it, make sure it works on Roku and all your little devices and clicks and stuff like that, and all the channels and stuff. And we're still programming some of the stuff up there. So, it's going to be run, like Tubi and the YouTube. Okay. Ad based and set up in situations where you got content, you come on, you get your money. Without going through all the rigmarole, Netflix and all that. I'm trying to be the medium for that. I'm saying so. Again, there's got to be a change, and to be able to offer content that's about us. You know what I'm saying? I don't. You know what I mean? So some of my things are, the documentary stuff. And I just did a couple of films. So I just finished a Christmas film with Peter Wise. Peter Wise, he got me into Vegas. I did a film called what was that film? Ex Holiday. So that was and I get a chance to play some characters. I don't get Hollywood don't get you a chance to play positive role models. And that's a family film. And then I did another one in Cleveland with myself. I just finished Tansy Ambrose. Gilmore was in there. Buddy, I hired Buddy before for a project, but this one is called They Blackout. So it's a Christmas movie. I play Ray with the quarter zip. You know what I'm saying? Guy trying to steal. Through trying to be relevant through keep it up with the times and social media, and she needs to be paying attention to his new little wife. She trying to make a baby. You know what I'm saying? And he out there on social media all the time. Hey, I'm Ray with the quarter zip, and I'm Nate with the fashion. She's like, you need to get new with some moves and get me pregnant.
Oh,
yeah. You know what I'm saying? But because it's like
that sounds very, very interesting, man.
The stories in one, but it's a family thing where I'm kind of the guy just our aunt gets us in his house together so we can solve our problems. So it's like 4 people with issues, and we get in this house and fun. But it's a comedy. I get a chance to really have some fun with that, man. You always told me, you said, Joe, you don't need to be cussing, man. You have great material. You're cussing so much. You know what I'm saying? You had and I used to it always sticks in my head today when I do corporate events, when I do a lot of events. And for real, and you used to always say that to me, man. Like,
you used to tell Brad, motherfucker, I don't want to hear that shit.
They want to hear me roll off my lips.
What did I tell you to stop cussing so motherfucking much?
You'll never be shit in this business if you don't motherfucking quit cussing.
Yes, he did. He was right too. So long you more versatile.
Oh shit.
Well, I wanted to get a word in edgewise on Tim Reed, man. Tim has done a lot of good vehicles about our culture,
Okay.
You know, and he's done a lot of production, man. And he might be a good contributor to what you're doing in terms of your just overall. How does it work with Tubi and all this stuff of what you're doing? When you build a network, how much content do you and what kind of content are you going to be looking for?
Well, it's called Soul TV, so content that's not gonna cost you your soul. You know what I mean? I want to be.
That's very important, because when I hear Soul TV, I'm because I'm old school. I'm thinking about the Soul Train. I'm thinking about black. But when you're talking about that won't cost you your soul.
Yeah. Because it's also a play on the word soul, meaning son, S-O. You know what I'm saying? U-L, or you can go S-O-L. You know what I'm saying? Soul meaning soul here.
All right.
I'm saying Soul TV. So and when you see the emblem we have, you see what it is. But I want to be able to have stories on there like and this is one of my things, which is one the whole Divine Nine. You know what I'm saying? Black educated people. Where I was trying to put the Divine Nine channel together so you can see Black excellence and how we roll and what we do and our whole world of and what we how important we are to the universe and to the community, and a lot of important work we do, and a lot of people that belong in the Divine Nine, that give so much and have created so much. All our Black inventors.
You need that.
Why do we have to wait to February to know that we got all these Black inventors that invented like stuff with the sugar? You know what I'm saying? Like the Bill Cosby broke down the radiator, the stoplight. You know what I'm saying? Why we got to wait to know that Katherine Johnson put the rockets up in the sky? Where's her story? Where's all those Black people from Black Wall Street that at one time we didn't need nobody? That's why they bombed us. At one time we had the highest, we had the longest running record on how long your money stays in your community. Right now, I think the longest is like 6 weeks. You know what I'm saying? It ain't us. In our community, it's like 6 hours, and that's 6 hours. Back in the day, Black Wall Street was 17 months.
Stayed in our community.
Before it left the community.
Because segregation was helping us
we didn't need nobody. We didn't need nobody. We didn't need no dairy. We didn't need no transportation. We had cab companies, banks. But I want to know, where's those people that owned all these the markets and that flourished in that town? What are their names? Who they were. So just like Seneca Park and the Army, though, all these things that they bombed from, not just Tulsa story, but it's like, but there's so many people there, and there's so many other stories that I think that need to be told. And heroes, just like I'm glad that Michael B. Jordan and Coolidge, Ryan Coolidge, they're doing The King, Mansa Musa. You know what I'm saying? That story should have been told. You know what I'm saying? Why the richest king that ever lived and broke the economy because he was giving away. So he gave away so much money, gave away so much riches. He used to ride through countries and break the country because he gave out so much money and people didn't need nothing. They couldn't, you know what I'm saying? The government, they couldn't get away with,
exploiting people because they had it.
Exactly.
Well, your mother being a teacher, was that a big influence on how much you read and studied and learned and all that, man? That's a treasure, man.
See these books, man? I don't play. Yeah, I don't play, man. That's just, this is I get it in, and that prayer too, right there. Prayer Jabez, but don't play.
You ain't the only one with books. My mother was a librarian, Joe. Whatever.
She likes to beat you over the head with something, but
a dictionary. Learn these words.
Yeah, I was blessed, man, to be in a family with education and discipline. My father was military. Mother's education, that foundation right there, man, is paying off to this day. And I'm glad that it was forced. Yeah, it was. Yeah, you had to. Can't go to school. My dad got jokes about that. You go to school talking about habba doopa dubba, and your mother's school teacher, and you write this deal here. What?
Well, you know what, my boy, the commentator, he was talking to some guy in school in them on Black history, and that Egypt. Where is Egypt? It's in Africa, and da-da-da-da-da. But I just wanted to tap him on the shoulder and tell him that the word Egypt ends with a T. He's schooling somebody talking about Egypt.
He did
Egypt. And he's telling this white boy, Egypt. I'm like,
it's a funny story. Usually, when you're talking about the history and all that kind of stuff and educate people, man. There was a kid. I went to Howe military camp in the summers, and then we were always supposed to tell people where you were from. And this kid who was, he looked to be a light-skinned black kid, and he was like, I'm from the Middle East. And I was like, the Middle East? I was like, bro, there's no place. There are a lot of places in the Middle East. Where's your people from? And he's like, the Middle East. I said, bro, stop it. He's like, because he kind of looked white. And I was like, bro, where you from? He finally admits he's from Egypt. I said, man, you African just like me. He started crying. And I was like, bro, let me prove it to you. We broke into the captain's quarters at night, and they had a big old huge ass globe. And I showed him how the word Egypt ended in Africa. Man, you should have seen it. This little boy cried until his daddy came, who looked like Yul Brynner. And he was mad at me for telling him his son was African. Oh, he was African. I was like, no, you African just like me. Oh, that's why
you got the map. You got the world globe showing them.
Oh, sure did.
There are 55 countries on the continent of Africa.
I was like, bro, you African. Stop it.
They'll learn one day that that every existence is from the black man. You can't get no other color unless you start with our color. And if they know the history of their own race, that's why I don't even get in conversations with some of these people out here from. They don't even know who they are, Iranian to Armenian to Jewish to whatever. They don't even know their own history. And I'm telling them, what? You're actually defending something that's not even that.
Not even real.
Religion ain't real. That ain't real. But I ain't gonna tell you that. But at the end of the day,
you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out
that the
rich.
The world map is not even that map. I mean, back in the day,
not real.
You can
Exactly.
Right over to everything. There's pyramids in St. Louis. Mounds, but they're Cahokia mounds. Pyramids all over the world. Yeah. Google it. You can Google that. All in Missouri. We used to go. They call them Cahokia mounds, but they're pyramids. This pyramid, like right in St. Louis, a big old thing. They just let the grass go up and they put steps and put it. But it was like there's just stuff that you can't go up under there. They won't let you in. But
they don't want you to find out.
Shape it up like the big old hill.
Who built that?
Yeah. Who do you think built that?
What I'm talking about
in Missouri.
Specifically, I'm talking about names and what group of our people. I know you're talking about our people. I'm talking about how did that happen?
Google Cahokia mounds. And you know that Egypt, Cahokia. She'll say it.
It's in one of them books behind him. Pull up one of them books, Joe.
I used to say Cahokia mounds in Missouri. They'll come up and they'll tell you, so it'll be googs and gobs of that stuff. But as a kid, caves and mounds, another Boy Scouts, I was always, I love history. But I used to be like, this is like a big old pyramid with grass on it. And yes, that's what it is.
Okay. All right. I need the Cahokia Mountains. What letter does it start with?
C-A, Cahokia.
Thank you. Because, I wear hearing aids and I'm trying to be all fly and ain't got them on. Cahokia.
Well, I mean, you're back in the day where, where sound was it. You're back before the talkies. I can understand that you need words going across the screen first.
Well, I couldn't read them, so what the hell? What's this crawling across all in the people's mouths? What's up?
If it wasn't the X, you couldn't read it.
Yeah, right. She gonna try to challenge my intellect, nigga. That's a waste of your time.
You are from Chicago, right?
Got no damn intellect, nibble.
I am intellectually deficient.
I am. My old man did believe in reading and stuff. One of the ladies in the neighborhood used to always talk, say, "Bradley, you talk. I used to come to my house. You talk so much, and I like for you to do that because you had them encyclopedias in your house. My old man went down to Goodwill and bought a whole set of World Book encyclopedias. Yeah, we read the joints, man.
That was Google back in the day. What encyclopedia?
Well, My mother had we had the both. You make sure you get the black and you got the
Danica
white.
and we
Yeah.
had the
So you
black and
learn all that, and then
But
and all
yeah,
the
but see, you came along a little later where they were more enlightened. Like your parents is more, they're younger than my parents. And, you know, not to say that anything disparaging about it, but the consciousness wasn't the same.
Well, listen, I mean, and listen.
But then again, I take that back because my old man was from Yazoo, Mississippi, and my mother was from Mound Bayou. So I can't really talk on their consciousness because they went through some shit that I probably wouldn't even understand if they told me.
No, my dad's from Lexington, Mississippi, and my mom's from South Carolina. So I and the stories, and I know how my dad was still certain things from being from Korean War to Vietnam War, and just growing up in Mississippi, that he was just shell shocked from. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it was just a shit that he could never shake, even though he got saved and all that. But it was just he still like, you know, he ain't seen a lot. I know he just seen some hanging. You know what I'm saying? Boy, you born in the 1930s, and you know.
Oh man.
You and your parents, what? They was on plantations and stuff. So
yeah, right. Yeah, plantation. Yeah, Jim Crow. I mean, not Jim Crow. I mean, Mr. Jim.
So you're the little slave baby that ran away.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that was me.
Oh my God, I'm so happy for you.
You should be happy for me because I escaped, nigga. You still in town. I got out, bro.
I'm saying you actually knew Uncle Ben.
That was my uncle.
He said he's my cousin.
I did have Uncle Ben, but he was more familiar with the grape than the rice.
That's hysterical. I'm done. I quit you.
He get drunk, man. He get drunk, and he's staggering, getting drunk. And people looking at him with derision all over their face, and you go, "Peoples is peoples." All you need to know, peoples is peoples.
There you go.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Man, look, it's been delightful talking to y'all. And Joe, I know you got stuff to do, and buddy, you're gonna find something to do because you're very creative. And but no, man, I appreciate y'all being here, and I don't want to just take all your time up, bro. But it's really a treasure to be able to sit down and talk and be reminded of some of the things that we talked about, and some of the things I told you that maybe I didn't live up to. Hello, anyway. But is there anything you would like to leave with our viewers? Pardon, or whatever, man. Or just carry your ass on, whatever you feel like.
Man, you know, I feel like you know, every day you get better. You know what I'm saying? It's after being in this game with 35 plus years, something like that, man. You just learn, and you keep hearing these things. Sometimes I think that's what it is. You have to get back to your greatness. And to me, man, you know, just, you know, being here on this podcast, man, being here, being able to do things we couldn't do 30 years ago, promote ourselves, market ourselves, be our own studio. We have no excuses now. And that's what, you know, that's what I tell my kids. You have no excuses now. You have every chance to be God every day. The generator, the operator, and the designator, or the destroyer of your future. And the future's 30 seconds from now. Do the most of what you got.
All right. Well, thank you. But to that.
Thank you for Joe only gets to say what he gonna say. You know what? Whatever. You know what? Let's just know. Let's just know Joe, what do you think? Joe, what do you feel? Joe, how you doing? Joe. Buddy, I invited you on here to kiss Joe's ass too. Blah, blah, blah. Fuck off.
Listen,
yeah, you just get
kiss my ass. I got shit going. You know what? It's all about Joe. I'm gonna get on Joe's network, and then I'm gonna Joe, and then I'm gonna JoJo, and then I'm gonna Joe after Joe. If I could just JoJo, a little Joey Joe. I got JoJo. JoJo. Is there anything JoJo? Joe. Fuck.
Hey,
Negroes.
I just wanted to be reminding people that
I ain't doing shit. But Joe.
I'm sorry, but you get the last word even after I do my merch commercial. Okay.
Joe, Torry, Joe. Joe. What the hell is this?
Hey,
Wow.
puppet.
Come on, man. Buddy, man.
I just want to be Joe. I just want to Joe.
Oh man, he's gone. We can't get it back. He's gone.
Yeah, he's done.
Oh, God. Buddy,
He got it.
no, but seriously, buddy, you people think Buddy's just a big old crazy man. But Buddy, what would you like people to remember or know? Oh,
Joe is king. That's all I want to know.
That he.
No,
Yes.
man. Listen, man.
You have puppet hands.
No, man. Listen, man. I had a ball. Thank you for having me on, Brad. I appreciate
Thank you
man.
for coming. Both of you.
Brad is the godfather of my child. We have been friends for many, many years. I appreciate you. And I just want to say, man, I'm staying busy doing things. I got a couple of projects in the works, and we're going to see what comes of it. So thank you. I appreciate the time, man, to do what we do. And Joe, love you, frat.
Love you
That's
too,
frat brother, my
buddy.
friend, man. I love you, bro.
So, Joe, y'all friend, huh?
That's what the show is supposed to be about.
You know, because you didn't say any more frat stuff. You said you had 11 guys and you come up with jokes.
Oh, God.
Hey, listen, Buddy is he's my son's godfather as well. So
Okay.
This show is supposed to be about the Qs doing comedy, and we've all divulged into Joe, the license Jojo, and whatever. We'll have to come back and do the show about the Qs doing comedy. How about that, Brad?
Yeah, let's do it. Oh, so this is a whole series, actually. Then thank you.
Yeah.
Well, look, man, that's why I like to have a comedy. So we kick the game around, chop it up, shit. Ain't no telling what you gonna hear when you gather a bunch of comedians together. But go ahead, Joe. Joe,
no, we're not letting Joe say another damn thing. It's over.
Oh, mega sci-fi.
Root to the Browns. Root. Kiss eye.
I'll have my colors on next time. So
we're going to do a show about the Qs in comedy because it's a whole bunch of us and we running the game. The Qs running the game.
Well, we're going to do this. Well, that's the thing. Let's do another episode of This Comedy Life and have a bunch of however many Qs we can have on, and we'll back it up with
we'll do that
video. This and that. Yeah,
done.
Run back.
We run it back.
Good to see you, man.
I love Brad Sanders. Thank you, man.
I love, baby.
Hey, man. Hey, thank you. Appreciate you. Love. Hey, travel safe, Joe.
Love.
Bro.
Hey, man, you take it easy, man. Appreciate being
All right.
here. Love you
All right.
guys.
This has been This Comedy Life with comedian Joe Torry and Buddy Lewis. You can see how well I control that show, huh? Well, it's not about control. It's about camaraderie and comedy and fellowship. And I really appreciate Joe Torry and Buddy Lewis being on the program. And I wanted to remind you that This Comedy Life is available on YouTube. It's all over the place. But more importantly, it's a spot where we can just really explore the art and the craft of comedy. And with that said, we also have merchandise. Check it out. We got merchandise. You can get a fabulous This Comedy Life sweatshirt with the hood. And I wear hats most of the time, but if it gets cold enough, I'll wear a hood. Check it out. Whoa, look at that. Hey, there you go. And so we also have the fabulous slides, and we have the mug. And thank you once again for being with us on This Comedy Life. Peace.